Hey YouTube, this is Vargas, and I am back again with the second part of my recent DVD updates through Power Movies. I think I'm going to be able to pop out four of these. Um, so I separated them so they're a good enough number to talk about, but not too much that I'll ramble for 20 minutes. I am consciously trying to keep these short and just give my quick thoughts. But again, I'm very, very obsessive, passionate about movie collecting, as my collection and disagreements with the wife might attest. But yeah, let's get started. Picked up this CD, more ABBA Gold. I have the first ABBA Gold, but this is the second release that it has more of their greatest hits. And I get a little bit of flag for liking ABBA, but I really like ABBA. I don't know. I listen to ABBA, and it takes me back to when I was a kid. Um, I just have this memory of my mom cleaning the house while playing music, and they would play ABBA. She would play, of course, Spanish music because we live in Mexico. But I have this very, very, very clear memory of also hearing ABBA music when I was a kid, and it kind of stuck to me. So whenever I listen to ABBA music, it kind of washes over me that with a wave of nostalgia, and I really like ABBA. It's very catchy, very um, cool music. So yeah, picked up that. I know I mentioned I was only gonna try to get movie soundtracks, but again, I have this memory of ABBA, so I picked it up. Added another Criterion collection movie. I don't have. I have a few, but I don't have that many Criterion. But whenever I do come across a Criterion release, I pick it up. Sometimes they have really, really good special features. Sometimes they don't have any special features, but the video quality is really, really good. So picked up this one, The Lady Eve, starring Barbara Stanwyck and Henry Fonda. I don't think I've seen this one, but it's a Criterion, and it's an older movie, and I've mentioned this numerous times. I'm in this kick to pick up older movies because I have a greater respect for the craft that went into making movies back in the day. Picked up Roadhouse 2. Infamous Roadhouse 2, hated by every single fan of the first Roadhouse. But yeah, it's the sequel. It probably has nothing to do with Roadhouse. I think they even kill the Patrick Swayze character. I'll have to rewatch this, but yeah, Roadhouse is pretty good. I think I'm missing the there's a director's cut or an unrated cut or some different cut than the one I have of Roadhouse that I want to track down, but I don't have the sequel, so picked up from Pureflix, The Book of Esther, with a nice slipcover. Don't think I've seen this one, but yeah, I like picking up these movies. Again, I pick up a lot of movies randomly, but specifically these Pureflix movies are either very weird or very interesting. So that's why I like buying them and seeing them. Picked up the sequel to Fletch. Fletch Lives. I think this is the sequel. I don't know if it's. I don't know how many Fletch movies there are. To my knowledge, there was only two: Fletch and Fletch Lives. So I have the first one, and I really like the first one. I don't think I've seen Fletch Lives, but I'm willing to give this one a shot. Picked up this one, The Setup. I like the cover. Very, very old school looking cover. This one came out in 1949, so another old movie, and it's about boxing. I like boxing movies. I like boxing, the sport of boxing itself, even though the big boxing events have become too, let's say, commercial. It's just about selling the main event. At least the big events are about selling the main event and then doing the rematch and the betting and everything that goes into it. I'm not a big fan of that. I actually like the pre-fights better because there's more heart in those. But I like boxing movies, so like Rocky and stuff like that. So this looked interesting. Picked up The Russian House. The Russia House. Another Michelle Pfeiffer movie that I picked up. I don't know. I haven't seen this one, so I can't say. Picked up this one with Jurgen Prochnow, Merlin and the War of the Dragons. This looks weird. It's a weird case. Casablanca Video did a liquidation of movies, I guess, and they came into the possession of Power Movies. It has a device tracker, and it has a magnetic thing, so I'm guessing this thing used to be locked in and you couldn't open it. I'm glad you were able to open it. But yeah, I picked it up because of Jurgen Prochnow, who was in Das Boot. But this is an asylum movie, so I don't know what mockbuster this is supposed to be. But pick that one up. Picked up Bible Man. It's been a while since I've come across a DVD of Bible Man. Crushing the Conspiracy of the Cheater. I don't know what version of Bible Man there is. I've come across two, and this costume looks different, so this might be a third version of Bible Man. I'll have to pop it in and check it out. Picked up Escape from Cuba. Cuban refugee Hector Santos leaves behind the oppression of his country and his young wife and daughter to build a better future for his family in the U.S. He can't find work in Florida, so he turns to crime, but it's kind of a sting operation. So I'm guessing it's about this. It's kind of like Scarface, probably. Picked up The Beast, tank movie from the 1980s, 1988. Can't say that I've seen this one, but looking forward to popping it in. The Accused, starring Meg Foster. I'm sorry, Jodie Foster. And I think I've seen this one. Reading the back, it's about Jodie Foster has to take some people to trial after they get. I think, yeah. This is the one where Jodie Foster's character gets taken advantage of, let's say, from a group of guys. So she, wants to take them to court, but it's a whole legal thing. And I think I have seen this one. I think this was a downer one, but picked it up. Now I really want to pop that one in, and picked up a Chuck Norris 3-film collection. Logan's War, Bound by Honor, The President's Man, and The President's Man, A Line in the Sand. This is one of those disc releases that you have to flip. So yeah, it has Side B, President's Man 1 and 2, so they must not be long movies. And inside a Logan's War. So yeah, Chuck Norris wasn't like super huge for me. He was above Steven Seagal, but below Van Damme. He was in that really good movie with Bruce Lee, and he does have a bunch of really good movies, whose name escapes me. The ones that were set in Vietnam, I remember those being good, and then one where there's an invasion and he has to fight them. That was really good. But I don't know, Chuck Norris, even though he's like this legendary character. With all the memes and everything, I was never really that into Chuck Norris. Again, he was above Steven Seagal, but below Van Damme in my book. I know a lot of people prefer Chuck Norris, and that's totally fine. But for me, that was the order that I had him in. But I still like watching his movies, and I still like collecting for Chuck Norris. So yeah, that was the pickup video. Again, a bunch of blind buys. I've seen Roadhouse, but Roadhouse 2, but I wouldn't recommend that one. I like to make the recommendation of the haul, but with these blind buys, I've never seen them, or maybe I have seen them, but I don't recognize them. It happens. It does happen a lot where I watch it. I watched the movie when I was younger on TV, or we rented it on VHS from the video store. And we saw it the one time, and then it escapes me. But then I come across it later on DVD, and I'm like, hey, I remember that movie. that good. Or hey, I remember that movie. That was really good. I'm glad I added it. So I'm gonna recommend The Accused. I do remember. It's a crime drama, and it's about a really not good subject. And Jodie Foster, if I remember correctly, does go through a lot of shit in this movie. Um, but yeah, I'll recommend this one because this one is the one that I vaguely remember seeing. Unless I'm confusing it with another movie, but yeah, I'll recommend this one. So yes, that was this part. I still have two more to record. The last one is not going to be Blind Buys. Those are movies that I added specifically to the collection because I was missing them for the collection. And then the next video will be a mix of Blind Buys and movies that I needed it. So stay tuned for that. But if you would be so kind, I'd greatly appreciate a like, a comment, a sub if you're new to the channel and you like what you see. But until I see you all again, guys, please take care, and I'll see you later.